Now that we know how to make a chain, we can now learn how to make single crochets. Single crochet stitches are foundational in crochet, providing a tight and versatile texture. We will first watch a demonstration of how a single crochet is created, and then we will break it down and create a swatch of single crochets together. As you can see, you will start with a foundation chain. Next, you will insert the hook into the second chain from your hook. Then, you will yarn over, then pull through the loop. Yarn over again and pull through both loops.
Hey there! I see you have mastered creating chains and are ready to start single crocheting. That is so cool. You should be so proud of how far you have come.
That is so sweet of you to say, Charlie. Now let's start single crocheting. Start by creating a foundation chain of 11 chains. We want to do 11 because we need one of the chains to serve as a turning chain for the single crochet stitch. Basically to give some height to keep the stitches equal across the row. Once you have chained 11 chains, you will want to insert the hook in the second chain from the hook. Yarn over by wrapping the yarn around the hook from back to front and pull up a loop through the chain. This is sometimes referred to as yarn over, pull through loop. Now yarn over again and pull through both of the loops. Great job! You have now created a single crochet. Let's walk through the steps together again. Insert the hook into the next loop. Yarn over by wrapping the yarn around the hook from back to front and pull up a loop through the chain. Now yarn over again and pull through both of the loops. Wonderful! Let's walk through the steps together one more time. Insert the hook into the next loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through 2. Fantastic! Now let's count how many single crochets we have made so far. 1, 2, 3. We have made 3 single crochets, and we know this by counting the V's. Continue creating single crochets to the end of the chain. Make sure to keep track of how many you make. We don't want to make too many or not enough, as it will affect the shape of our swatch. Too many stitches will make the swatch become wider with each row, and too little will make it less wider with each row. We are at the end of the row. Let's double check we have 10 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you find you have more or less than 10 single crochets, look for where you may have added 2 single crochets to the same chain, or where you may have skipped a chain. Let's now start working on our next row. To do this, we will want to chain 1. Similarly to how we skipped a chain on the foundation when we started single crocheting, by adding a chain before we start the next row, make sure our first single crochet is the correct height. Once you have created your chain, go ahead and turn your work so we can continue down the row from right to left. Now we will continue to single crochet, but in the first gap. You can utilize the front, back, or both loops. I will be utilizing both loops for this example. Insert the hook into the next loop. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over again, pull through 2. Perfect! Now we have started our second row. Now work your way across until you have done 10 single crochets. Once you have made it to the end, make sure to count your stitches. After confirming you have 10 single crochets in row 2, go ahead and start row 3. After finishing row 3, make sure you have 10 single crochets. And there you have it. You are now able to single crochet.
Hey, Yal! Great job single crocheting. Practice making rows of single crochets until you feel comfortable. Similarly to your chains, you don't want your single crochets to be too tight or too loose. Keep your single crochets consistent in size by managing your tension. Just a heads up, in the next section we will go over how to change yarns in the middle of a row. Go ahead and work this swatch to the end of a row and hold on to it for the next section. Add as many rows to it until you feel comfortable with single crochets.
Don't forget about your stitch guide. It has a section on how to create single crochets. Make sure to reference this whenever you could use a refresher. As you are practicing, don't forget to take a moment to check your work. Use the rubric provided in the assignment to evaluate your progress and determine if you're ready to move on to the next section. When you are ready, we will see you in the next section.